Okay. Right, we come small, okay. Alright, see ya, okay. Alright, see ya. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, see it. Alright, see you. Alright, see you. Alright, see you. Alright, see you. Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Alright, see you. Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Alright, see you. Sound check 1, 2. 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 Alright, sound check 1, 2. Alright, 2. Alright, yeah.
Say that Nigeria should invest in rice in Niger Delta. That if we invest in fishing, it would take care of the entire Niger Delta. Some have suggested cassava, pepper. Which tops the list for you?
At least I prefer the farming aspects.
Yes. Which of the crops I've just mentioned? Which one tops the list for you? Cassava, rice. These are topping the list today.
Cassava.
Some people think rice. Some people think cassava. You think cassava.
Cassava.
So we should put efforts on cassava. Yes. Thank you so much for letting me have you, but I won't let go if we don't play a little bit. So I'm going to make a sentence, and I want you to go after me very quickly. I will say, I see cheese.
I see cheese.
So let's go 6 times very quickly.
Let's go 6
times. I see cheese. I see cheese. I see cheese.
I see cheese. I see cheese. I see cheese.
No, 4 times.
I see cheese. I see cheese. I see cheese. I see cheese.
You did well. Thank you so much. You'll have a beautiful time, ma'am. You heard that? She thinks that if we invest in cassava, we have the potential to grow our economy with it, to grow so big with cassava. We have another beautiful queen joining us. Believe me, she's stunning. She's one person who has gained several awards because of the wonderful works that she do, you know. So let's have our Angelani Popping Queen. Let's have her on the red carpet. Hello. Good afternoon, ma'am. So you would agree with me that she's beautiful. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
My name is Joy London. What's your name?
Olivia Guo.
What again?
Olivia Guo.
Olivia. We have another gentleman with us. What's your name, sir?
I'm Nicholas Garama.
Nicholas Derama. We're celebrating today. We are dining today. We're celebrating and giving out awards today. And yes, we are having a lecture. So I'm going to start. What's that which you have for Gbaramatuvoice? We're celebrating its 8th year anniversary today. Between now and the next 5 years, what's that one thing you would like to see Gbaramatuvoice achieve beyond what they've achieved?
First, I would like to appreciate Gbaramatuvoice for what you're doing for us. Because it's only indigent that can tell its story better.
Yes.
The story of Niger Delta, Gbaramatuvoice today is telling the real fact because they are a people, they are an indigent of the region.
Yes.
And Gbaramatuvoice so far has been making us proud.
Really proud.
Yes, we appreciate the team of Gbaramatuvoice, and we pray that they make us proud and God leads them to their expected height.
So which wish do you have for Gbaramatuvoice? I wish you this on your birthday.
Okay. I wish Gbaramatuvoice to be in everywhere, nationwide,
Yes.
like where CNN is, and beyond.
So today we are going to be lectured by Professor Tosen on how we can develop the maritime agronomic architecture so we can till for food security in the Niger Delta. What are your thoughts about the topic?
The topic will be interesting and to be good because in Nigeria as a whole, we all live based on agriculture. Without agriculture, there's no way food can be supplied to individuals. So I pray and I believe that the lecture will bring more light into agriculture in the Niger Delta and beyond.
Thank you so much. What's your thoughts about the topic for today?
It's what we need. It's what we need to know. The capacity of Professor Tosan is never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt. So I hope our people, our leaders, the leaders of the this beautiful topic.
Thank you so much for letting me have you. But before we leave, I'd like us to play a little game. So I'm going to make a sentence and you're going to go after me very quickly. Hey, you watching me, you can join. Let's go. The sun shall soon shine. Let's go very quickly 6 times. She's running away.
Okay.
In this life, if you don't try, so let's try. The sun shall soon shine. Want to go, the sun shall soon shine.
The sun shall soon shine.
Thank you so much for letting me have you. Do have a beautiful time. Thank you. She looks forward to learning and he looks forward to learning. Do you look forward to learning? I told you to stay alive. You are going to be so inspired. You are going to be educated. And of course, I know you're getting entertained. More dignitaries coming on. More powerful, influential, inspiring personalities coming on. Hey, Mr. James Backer, let me see. How are you?
From zero to you understand? So
Yeah.
it's been a great job, man.
It's Gbarama's 8th anniversary. What's that which you have for Gbaramatu on his 8th birthday?
I wish him success, many good things, you understand? Yeah. They've been doing well so far. For the past 8 years, they've been doing wonders.
We're also going to be lectured by the highly educated Professor Tosen on how we can develop a maritime agronomic architecture for food security. What are your thoughts about the topic?
Food security.
In Niger Delta, because over time we've had issues where the way we use our oil, because of oil theft, spillage of oil, it has affected the agricultural sector of Nigeria, of Niger Delta particularly. So the question is, how can we develop our maritime architecture for agronomic activities?
Let's just leave that one for them.
Okay, so you just want to come and enjoy the lecture. You just want to come and enjoy the lecture, stuff like that. I don't want the people that want to come and tell us, I think, I don't know. Thank you so much for letting me have you. But before you leave, you already leaving? Let's play a little game. I'm going to make a sentence very quickly, and you are going to go after me very quickly. So I say, I see cheese.
I see cheese.
Let's go fast.
I see cheese. I see cheese. I see.
You should expect as you are younger. Thank you for letting me have you. Let's welcome one of our awardees. She's a woman that has done so many amazing things in the Niger Delta space, empowered youths, developed the minds of people, built human capacity, and she's here with us. She's beautiful. She's an amazing mama. Let's see on the camera. Good afternoon. My name is Joy London.
My name is Vivian.
And I'm happy to see
Joy
you.
London.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Joy London.
An English woman?
I'm not an English woman. I'm a Niger Delta born girl. The name, I just got the name from Delta State actually.
Joy and London.
Thank you so much for letting me have you.
Yeah.
Today is Gbaramatu's 8th anniversary, and we are celebrating. We are happy. What's that which you have for Gbaramatu Voice?
Well, I'm
way.
very happy that in the Niger Delta, and especially in the Zone Nation,
Yes.
we have something like this, the Gbaramatu Voice, and I want to congratulate them for getting up to 8.
Yes.
Because usually it's not common for an Niger organization of this nature to survive, but they have
Yeah.
survived. I think that because they are for the people, and that is why they have survived. I want to congratulate them, and I wish them better years ahead.
Years to come.
Yes.
We're also going to be lectured today on the topic developing our maritime agronomic architecture for food styling improvement. What are your thoughts about the topic?
I just want to thank God that even the new administration has come up with the Ministry of Blue Economy.
Yes.
When you talk of maritime, you talk of the rivers,
Yeah.
you talk of the creeks, you talk of the oceans, and that is what we have in the Niger Delta. And I think that this is for us. And this is the time the Niger Delta youths and men and women, I want to ask Olo and urge them to key in, because this is the time for us to grow, and it's going to, I believe that it's going to create a lot of jobs for us, and that's for empowerment too. Thank you.
We had someone say here earlier that Niger Delta is too blessed. Do you agree?
Fantastically agree. Plus agree.
We are too blessed.
We are too blessed.
But do you think that our environment look like we are so blessed, considering the level of wealth that we enjoy as indigenes of Niger Delta?
Of course, we are blessed, but we don't enjoy the wealth that we have in the Niger Delta. We are blessed, but we don't enjoy it. There are two different things. Are we blessed? Yes, we are blessed. But do we? No. We are an oppressed people. And if we are able to, like I was reading something today and I watched a video. Was it Zamfara, to one of the states in the north, where gold is being mined by some people, individuals. It's not, that resource is not owned by government, but the source of the Niger Delta is owned by the government, and that is why it look like we are not blessed. We are extremely blessed. We are a blessed nation.
Thank you so much. If we go on, I know you have a lot to say. So before you leave, let's play. I'm going to go by sentence, and I want you to go by it very quickly after me, like 6 times. So I say, the sun shall soon shine.
The sun shall soon shine.
So let's go quickly 6 times.
The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall.
Thank you so much for letting us have you. We have another queen coming on set. Please, I'd like you to see the camera. Thank you. So that they can admire the angelic beautifulness that you are. You're welcome.
Good.
Thank you, ma'am. My name is Joy London. What's your name? Say. How do you feel today? Can we have you a little bit closer?
Maybe nostalgic a bit, and then maybe anxious to see what's going to happen at the end of today.
Gbaramatuvoice is celebrating our 8th anniversary. and I'm super excited. What's your wish for Gbaramatuvoice? Something you like to see Gbaramatuvoice achieve between now and the next 5 years?
So I wish them a lot of exploits in their vision and mission, which they've chosen. And in the next 5 years, I know that they will be better than where they are today.
Ma'am, your outfit is astonishingly beautiful. Is black your favorite color?
Yeah, I love black, but red my favorite color.
Red your favorite. I want to know the inspiration behind the day you got this particular dress. Is it that you had a party because it's really nice?
And you know, black and gold is a very charming color.
Yeah, royalty, boldness.
Exactly. So being a Niger Delta woman, I just need to come charming.
Okay, talking about Niger Delta women, which crop do you think if Niger Delta begins to invest in developing can transform the economy tremendously?
I think palm.
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 So we're having the first person saying palm today. We've had lots of people talk about rice, talk about cassava, we have people talk about pepper. This is the first time I heard someone yes, and palm is one too.
Yes.
So you think palm is top on your list?
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting me have you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Do have a beautiful time. I'm sure you will. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I went inside.
Wabu, Shaba, Chop, 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 Chop. Wabu, shit, shit. All right, so. All right. Mama. So be ala semeye, so na bigo igo ni semeye, oria bigi ala semeye. Everybody say, cheer, cheer, cheer. Woo. Mama. So be ala temeye, so na bigo igo ni temeye, oria bigi ala temeye. Everybody say, cheer, cheer, cheer. Woo. Ego terima. Chop. So be ala teme, so na bigo ingoli teme, oria bigi ala teme. Every cheer. All Controller General. Whoop. Everybody say, cheer. Everybody say, cheer, cheer, cheer. Whoop, 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 whoop. We say, Allah Temeye, Igor Temeye, Sambi the single, Allah Temeye, Igor Temeye, Shabba the play. Allah Temeye, Samba, Igor Temeye. Olariako, Baba, Abezeva. Everybody say, cheer, cheer, cheer. Okay, say what? Ayakata. Okay, say what? Ayakata. Ayakata. Yellow CC de Fokona, Uti and Bojo, 18 de Kosamu, Money Palava.
Oh, we have Dr. Monday Ashiborgo. How are you doing, sir?
Very well.
We are honored to have you on our space this afternoon.
Thank you.
Gbaramatuvoice celebrates our 8th anniversary today. I am excited about you.
I am.
What's your wish for Gbaramatuvoice? And then one thing that in the next 5 years you would like to see Gbaramatuvoice achieve or accomplish?
Well, they've been quite sustaining in the last 8 years, and I must commend them for that. It has become a well singled out Niger Delta voice, dealing with issues of sustainability and also the interest of the people of the Niger Delta. We hope to see them expand in terms of their media initiative, and they've done very well. I must commend them. Their expansion scheme sits within the ambits of journalism, and I must commend them for doing a wonderful job. you will be amazed also by what they've done within their social media space as well.
Yes.
Goes to also project the Niger Delta in a positive.
Yes, today we have Professor Tosan, who is going to be lecturing on how we can develop our maritime agronomic architecture for food tillage security, so that we can secure food for Niger Delta to help the economy and to empower ourselves as a people. What are your thoughts about the topic?
Well, Professor Tosan is a professional in that tough.
I'm telling you. When we had him here, oh, it was fire.
So there's no contest about it. So he's in the best position to actually deal with such topics. I'm just a guest. I'm here to catch.
Just enjoy yourself. Okay. Okay, let's go on. Which crop do you think that if invested in Niger Delta is the top on your list that can transform its economy?
Well, it's dependent on the locations. There are some places where root crops will actually do well, and some are actually cash crops. So we may have to grow some trees. We may have to also deal with oil palm, deal with cassava, which can also produce ethanol of commercial quantity. So there are a lot of opportunities. Let's look at it holistically. There's no agricultural crop that you put in the Niger Delta that will not, prosper.
Which tops your list?
I don't have any in mind. Professor Tosan is an expert in that.
The one I have an expert. Okay, let's tell you the one he said.
Okay.
I won't tell you. You might hear it in the lecture. Thank you so much for letting me have you, sir. That was Doctor we had here. Thank you so much. Do have a beautiful time.
It's a sound check, you know, when it comes small. Buddha. There is no one in life. Yeah, they make you take them easy, oh, because if you worry too much, I say, now money go kill you. Now longer truth, the money longer truth. Sure. All right. Okay, seven. You be a body, so we a body. Aye. Whoop. Sisi body, Mama sisi awo, sisi body. Oya Gbaramatuvoice, son of money body, Shabba body. Oh yeah. Ia dozuo, oh ia dozuo, adozuo, Ia dozuo, oh ia dozuo, adozuo, Mama radio. Ia dozuo, oh ia dozuo, adozuo, honorable. Ayam Kubaro, Ayam Kubaro, Ayam Kubaro, Ayam Kubaro. with not today. Gbaramatu people they dance you. When I come to play for back with not today. Gbaramatu people they chant to. And is I am Gbaramatuvoice. Easy. I am Gbaramatuvoice. And is I am Gbaramatuvoice. I am Gbaramatuvoice. Let's go glad to the boss in the house. Honorable Jacob Babai, the Niger Delta publisher himself. I see you. Now my way to make things happen. Whoa, I see you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Adibo, oh yeah, Adibo, Loja. Ibo Jorado. I hear you. Adibo, 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 Adibo Loja. Sineji Papa o Akiae, Sineji Kombo o Akiana. Sineji Kombo o Akiae, Sineji Kombo o Akia. Sobi aba pomae, Sobi aba pomae, Sobi aba pomae, Sobi aba. We are still in River State. Whenever I come by us, sir.
You will be like, what's that wish and prayer that you have for Gbaramatuvoice today?
Well, I would say congratulations to them all, because it's not easy for them to be 8 years old today in Gbaramatu. So I wish them the best of luck.
What's your prayer for Gbaramatuvoice?
I would like to say congratulations to them, a very one, and it's not the for them to come this 8 years, you know, it's not a day's job. So I wish them all the best.
I say one prayer that you pray that in the next 5 years, Gbaramatuvoice should have been. Okay, that you have.
Okay. Today, in their celebration day, I pray for God to give them that wisdom, understanding, the cooperation, you know, they should come together as one. All Nigerians come together and form one body. They should don't like, you know, they are separating themselves from one group to the other. So every group should end to one party. So
thanks so much for letting me have you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have anything at all. Good afternoon, my.
Joy, hallelujah, joy. We'll be on that day. Joy, hallelujah, joy. We'll be on that day.
My name is Joylana. What's your name?
My name is Bomo Piggy Obi.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Today is Gbaramatuvoice anniversary.
I'm beautiful. Then what are you?
I mean, I'm beautiful too.
More beautiful.
No, I don't think more beautiful. Thank you so much for the compliment.
You're welcome.
How would you describe Gbaramatuvoice in 2 sentences?
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Oh, one.
Because Gbaramatuvoice was born right in front of us.
Yeah.
And it has become global.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Which witch do you have for Gbaramatuvoice today? Which witch do you have for Gbaramatuvoice today?
All the best. This is just a starting point.
Yeah. We would also be lectured today on how we can develop agronomic architecture, food security. What's your idea about the topic?
I'm just saying for the first time, but anything that has to do with agriculture, it's something that's worthwhile right now. I mean, there's been so much focus on oil in Nigeria, and we have lost it.
Yeah.
If we go back to agriculture, I think sustainable agriculture. Every family should have a little farm at their backyard.
We have Professor Tosan who will be here to do justice to that topic today. So anticipate the section.
Wow.
Thank you so much for letting me have you. I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Which crop do you believe when developed in Niger Delta has the capacity to transform its economic? Which crop is top on your list?
Crop. I don't have any crop really on my list, but I think cassava.
Cassava.
Do a whole lot.
Someone looks like he's winning the poll today.
We can export.
How about palm?
Palm. Wow, we have palm, and I said it's something we abandoned. If it's something we have to go back again to, you know, our palm was stolen and taken to Malaysia.
Yes.
So if we can go back to a lot of good.
And we are thinking of how we are architecture so it can provide food security for ourselves, people, and improve our economy. So it's just makes sense that we go into agriculture and we involve ourselves in palm. Some of the players that have been top on the list today, Finn has been top on the list, has been top on palm, what someone said pepper. You think cassava to list for you among these 4 I've just mentioned?
For me, it's cassava. But when you talk about
Niger Delta,
when you talk about Niger Delta and maritime, it's fishing.
It's fishing, right?
Yes, it's fishing.
Fishing.
That tops my list.
Thank you so much for letting us have you. We're also having an award sections today that needs to be just go and enjoy.
All right.
It promises to be entertaining, inspiring. Have a beautiful time, and thanks for letting me have you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Every day of your life you shall celebrate. You no go never at all. Oh. You go smile. I said you go smile. I said you go smile. I said you go smile. Oh, lo, 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 lo. Yeah. Everybody say we'll be on our day. Whoa. So somebody.
Efeke bolo.
Saga, Hikoyabe, Hariyo, see everybody now. Oh yeah, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Oh, give us this day our daily bread. Oh Lord. I'm coming down to the Niger Delta, you know. Easy. I want to come down to Bayelsa State because of my honorable Jacob Abai, the Niger Delta publisher himself. Bayelsa, oye. Oye. Idea. I'm singing for freedom, God, Simo. Honey, I'm over you. I go freedom, God, you. Honey, I don't see me the bike alive. We for freedom, God, Timo. Honey, honey, over you. It's like for freedom, God, Timo. Honey, I don't see me the bike alive. He grace you and you. Honey, I is over you. It's like for freedom, God, Timo. Honey, I don't see me the bike alive. Oh, Jacob. The Niger Delta publisher himself, we are here for you tonight. Freedom, 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 ayo. Oh, son of man. Freedom, 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 ayo. Oh, dobra. Eba motorare bimo, eba torare bimo bobo bai mio.
Celebrate Joe P Music International, I beg. Put your hands together for them. Thank you. At least they kept us company. We came here, we sat down in this lovely ambience, and the music was just giving everything that it should give. Well done, Joe P. We'd like to start off this event, the 8th edition of Gbaramatuvoice Niger Delta Awards. This program has taken place in different cities all over the Niger Delta. And today, we are proud as Bayelsans to host the 8th edition of Gbaramatuvoice Awards. Now, what is most special about these awards is that the searchlight, the spotlight has been beamed on my gender, the women. Let's celebrate the women, please. And I can already see a lot of women that I have so much love and respect for seated at the table there, and I'll get to meet them and let you meet them too. But before we do any of that, I'd love for us to open the ceremony proper with the national anthem. Can we take the national anthem, please? We're still one Nigeria. Thank God Gabon no happened to us. And so, let us with pride and respect and hope for our great nation sing the national anthem together. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I'd like to recognize the presence of women who have distinguished themselves in their different various fields of endeavor, which is why Gbaramatuvoice is rewarding them tonight and saying thank you, well done. Keep doing what you have continued to do so that more recognitions will come. I'd like to recognize a woman who carries women along with her. You will never see her alone. She's like Liverpool. You never walk alone. Let's put our hands together for Honorable Tari Konyefa. Atokam. You hear her, Mabi? She never walks alone. You're very welcome, ma'am. I'd like to recognize a woman who we all know in Bayelsa State and beyond as the Gender Advocate 001. That should be her number plate, actually. So we probably need to talk with road safety to give her that number plate. Gender Advocate 001. Wherever she comes, you know that she has come. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Dise Ogwise Godi Harry. You're very welcome, ma'am. Thank you. I'd like for us to recognize another woman who is there. You see, the pioneer Bayelsa State House of Assembly had just one woman. And this woman was a mover and shaker. She's in her 60s, but she does not look a day older than 30. Let's put our hands together for Honorable Vivian Ere. Thank you, ma'am. Another young woman, very young, but has distinguished herself in the academic world. The one that we are waiting to be addressed as a professor in no time. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Mrs. Oyintoyo Michael Olomu. Let's put our hands together for her. Thank you very much. We also have here with us Barrister Elvis Money. Let's celebrate Barrister Elvis Money, please. Thank you so much. I'd like for us to celebrate the presence of Chief Emma Fiai. Let's celebrate him. Chief Emma Fiai. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I'd like us to recognize the presence of the Commander, Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe, who's ably represented here, Major Adeni John. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you so much. We thank you for coming here and for spending this evening with us. Let's celebrate one of the people who have continually pushed against drug abuse and drug trafficking. Let's celebrate pharmacist Dr. Faith Izibenoa Zips Godwin. Now so way with a year for year. And I go carry weight this night too. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the job that you do. She's the chairperson, Bayelsa State Drug Abuse Prevention and Rehabilitation Committee. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let us celebrate the one who will be giving us the keynote tonight, Professor Tosan Hariman. Let's bring him to the high table too. Professor Tosan, thank you. Your brief will be read properly just before we take the keynote. I'd like to bring you to the high table. I also like the Commander Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe to join him on the high table, please. Thank you very much as we bring them to their rightful positions. Thank you very much. To join them on the head table, let us have Dr. Monday Ashigbonu of Billowbox, Nigeria. Dr. Monday Ashigbonu, let's put our hands together, please. We celebrate you. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Let us also have High Chief Honorable Ambassador Sobomabo Jakrish JP, the Gberi Papa of Niger Delta, who is ably represented by Ambassador I.E. Kelly Rufus. Let's put our hands together for him, please, as we welcome him to the high table. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. We have a lot more people that we'll recognize and bring to the head table, but at this point, it will be necessary to bring the person who has gathered us here as a people and let him talk a bit to us. This is the 8th anniversary commemorative event of Gbaramatuvoice, live in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. And Gbaramatuvoice is a leading newspaper in the Niger Delta. And this program, the 8th edition, started off with a red carpet, where we saw dignitaries grace the carpet and talk about the expectations for this event. The theme is developing maritime agronomic architecture, tilling for food security. And this is a momentous occasion. Our main event will feature awards and a sumptuous dinner. Of course, the awards, like I said earlier, will be specifically, mostly for my gender, the women folk, and women who have distinguished themselves. We'll have the INC president, who will be our father of the day tonight here. Would also be pleased to have some royal fathers, and when they are here, we will introduce them properly. A keynote lecture on empowering the Niger Delta for sustainable development will be given by Professor Tosan Hariman, a senior lecturer at the Bayero University, Kanu, and the chairman, editorial board, Gbaramatuvoice. He is a distinguished expert in his field of endeavor, and he will discuss the challenges and opportunities for the Niger Delta's sustainable development. Gbaramatuvoice derives immense gratification from celebrating people with this annual event. These distinguished individuals have showcased themselves remarkably in various fields of endeavor, and it is my pleasure to invite the publisher and CEO, Gbaramatuvoice newspaper, Jacob Abai, for his welcome address. Let's put our hands together for him, please.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be welcoming you here this afternoon as we celebrate the 8th anniversary of the establishment of the Gbaramatuvoice newspaper and TV and radio. 8 years is not 8 days. It is not 8 weeks. It is not 8 months. It become more than 80 years when is in the media sector. 8 years of surviving, in the media sector in Nigeria alone is worth celebrating. On behalf of the entire management of Gbaramatuvoice community, including the members, editorial board, the management and staff, I extend a warm welcome to all present at this 8th anniversary event. This gathering is not simply a milestone, but a significant triumph that fills us with immense delight. This achievement has been made possible by the grace of God, amplified by your support, your engagement and advice and patronage, which have paved the path to this accomplishment. Your steadfast trust has been great and breathing life into our growth and providing a daily wellspring of motivation and to excel in our duty, which is rooted in participatory democracy. With heartfelt gratitude to divine and to you, our valued stakeholders in the Niger Delta and beyond, for your continuous contributions and patronage. We gather today for 3 interconnected purposes. Firstly, to listen to insightful words of Professor Tosan Ariman, our chairman, editorial board, and as he delivers the keynote address. Secondly, to honor and bestow merit award upon Niger Delta who have excelled in their respective field. And thirdly, to also launch our new TV project in Yenegua, which we are working on currently. And from inside the TV station, we have the Gbaramatuvoice TV, we have the radio, we have the Media Institute, and we have the Niger Delta Resource Center, and which will be establishing in Yenegua. Before delivering deeper into this objective, allow me to provide a richer perspective on the Gbaramatuvoice brand. Gbaramatuvoice, established in August 2015, Gbaramatuvoice has used this annual lecture and merit award instituted 8 years ago to foster national unity, harmony, and unity across geopolitical divide. Through this event, we have consistently brought to light topics pertinent to the nation's socio-economic growth, offering research-based solutions to the challenges faced in the Niger Delta region. Notably, much like the parable of the mustard seed in the Bible, initially small but growing into a substantial tree, Gbaramatuvoice has evolved into a platform that champions truth and decentralizes the creation and dissemination of ideas. Over the past 8 years, our news organization has not only surfaced hidden injustice and tensions in the Niger Delta, but has transformed into a developmental partner, collaborating with governments at every level to enhance people's opportunity. We have steadfastly supported the fundamental needs of the nation and positive government, staying true to our role as a media entity serving the masses of democratic society. Our commitment to human and corporate social responsibility is embodied in the Gbaramatuvoice Foundation, which has extended aid to the less privileged. It has emerged as a beacon of hope for economical and social disadvantaged individuals in the rural communities, especially of the creek of the Niger Delta. Through this foundation, we promoted the girl child education and provide scholarship to those in need. Our operational office and well-equipped studio have become a sought-after destination for mass communication and theater art students seeking practical experience in the region, including for their mandatory industrial training and National Youth Service Corps program. We have fulfilled this responsibility at their most elemental levels, offering training, employment opportunities, and scholarship based on academic excellence. Towards the end of 2019, we initiated the Gbaramatuvoice Food Bank, originally aimed at aiding those affected by the recurrent flood along the coast. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Gbaramatuvoice Interventionist Food Bank gained even greater significance, distributing various food items to over 100 families. All these achievements were made possible through the creative resource management and your support. As we celebrate our accomplishment and gaze into certainly emerges, the road ahead is a blend of promise and uncertainty. And yet, with the divine presence and your continuous support, we are resolved in conquering our apprehensions with your partnership as instrument of change and the commitment of development-oriented Nigerians. I hope that realizing our goals, including the establishment of the Gbaramatuvoice Media Center in Yenagua, which we are citing our headquarters in Yenagua, the Gbaramatuvoice TV, the radio station, and the Media Institute, which will be doing the groundbreaking ceremony. But by next month, we're already working on our live studio here in Yenagua, which will be unveiling by September. Yeah. Lastly, we'll continue to be the leading information source in the Niger Delta, being a mirror of what is happening in your communities, your towns, your villages, and your government. This is the commitment for the next 8 years of Gbaramatuvoice. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Jacob Abai. Thank you for all you are doing, what you have pledged to continue to do in the Niger Delta. Let's celebrate him again. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'd like to recognize the presence of the coordinator, She for She Initiative, Bayelsa and River State, Mrs. Jennifer Godfrey, representing Barrister Mrs. Oyambo Owe. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. We also have Barrister Mrs. Bomo Tons Fetepigi, National Legal Advisor, INC. We celebrate you. You're not the only one that is here. While Jacob Abai was giving his speech, one who has been very vocal. He's vocal about the environment. He's vocal about human rights. He's vocal about Niger Delta. When he comes to a place, you know that he's a Niger Deltan for real. Let's celebrate Chief Alabo Nengi James, MON. You're very welcome, sir. Thank you. At this point, I would like for us to have our keynote. And like I said earlier, our keynote will be taken by none other than a man who's distinguished himself in his field of endeavor. He is the publisher, the chairman rather, Gbaramatuvoice, and a senior lecturer at the Bayero University, Kano. It will be an honor, a privilege to listen to such an erudite scholar talk on empowering the Niger Delta for sustainable development. Let us put our hands together once again for Professor Tosan Harriman as he comes to give us this keynote.
Good evening, distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, the different bevies of beauties we have here represented in our feminine gender stock, stakeholders in politics, in environmental justice, Your Royal Highnesses, members of the civil societies organizations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This evening I want to especially thank the Gbaramatuvoice News for this important landmark engagement with the Nigerian news industry. I want to especially thank our Managing Director, Jacob Abai, for such innovative, resourceful, impactful, social engineering that relates and reflects to his core assignment as a news editor. I want to especially thank all the young men and women working with him, and especially for this 8th event that is holding here in this center of the Niger nation. We call it center of the Niger Delta, in the central Niger Delta. The home of everything that has to do with the Niger Delta studies and Niger Delta struggles. It's so important we are having this engagement here this evening. Much more so important is the fact that discussing the subject of food, tilling for sustainable food development would require that we'll be lighter, because this is evening and we could see the scenario. Talking too much on this nature of theme will not be too exciting, given my understanding of what it will take to do a very good lecture. We don't do good lectures about this time of the day. So I will be very thoughtful, and I will be kind to my time, and I'll be able to just give us some few things that I think will be helpful to us as we continue this event, so that we can give the larger opportunities to the other engagements that we have, particularly cherishing these women of substance that have contributed so much to the development of our world, of the Niger nation, of the different spectacle of engagements. All of them that will be honored tonight have engaged themselves, and much more also the launching of the Gbaramatuvoice News TV station that we just heard from the MD. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important I let every one of us know here that this part of the world is the only part that is called Niger Delta. But we have Niger Delta in Equatorial Guinea, we have Niger Delta in Cameroon. But you'll never hear, because Niger Delta relates to the swampland that receives the water from the Niger. The delta that receives the water from the Niger is called Niger Delta. And if you go through the west coast of Africa, the Gulf of Guinea, through the west coast of Africa, you understand that we have this delta in different parts of the west coast. But this is the only area that has gained notoriety with the word Niger Delta. And the only reason why it has gained this notoriety is because, essentially, this is one area that would have been the food basket of the entire nations of the earth if we had been allowed to grow in our own specific indigenous way. But somewhere along the line in our history, that indigeneity, the originality of our people, was obstructed, distorted by the different invading armies that came to our coastal waters and made our indigenous development practically impossible. Now, I want to quickly let us know something here tonight, very, 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 very important, that our subject, tilling for food security, should undoubtedly be adjudged as a major milestone in the transformation of the Niger Delta. It's very, very important, because I want to think in the different arguments we have engaged, in all the discussions we've had in the Niger Delta studies broadly, and I want to think that the continuing distortion of our perspective would not help our development. I want to think that oil and gas is actually a distraction to the very purposeful use of what an equatorial rainforest can guarantee a people. Looking at the entire nations of the world in the coast today, Japan feeds 75% of the Asiatic continent. Japan. It does not have the land mass that we have in Nigeria, and especially does not have the kind of coastal waters that we have in the Niger Delta, but yet it feeds that component of the world, and it's doing so without oil. So it's so disturbing to finding where did we gain this notoriety with oil and gas that has dissuaded us from indigenous purposive development. Where, how did we get into it? So it's important that we know this tonight, it's important that we know this tonight, that we've been so badly dissuaded by a global dynamics that has been very, very unfair to our path of the world. Now, agronomic infrastructure has been ring-fenced and totally transformed into a vibrant business with monumental multiplier effect on the rest of society. But that is one infrastructure that so many of us have not given heed to. Now listen, in 1961, the Niger Delta Development Board, oil had already been discovered at Oloibiri, 1956. 1961, when the Niger Delta Development Board began to concept the development of the Niger Delta, they were not talking about oil and gas. What they were talking about is trying to see how they can interrogate the resource base of the Niger Delta outside oil and gas in an alternative food base or in an alternative treasure base. And they were looking at agriculture. 1961, they handed over the entire Niger Delta, the entire wetland of the Niger Delta to the Netherlands Development Company. 1961, they did that. And the purpose of that entire is to look at something that they have done in the Netherlands and they have done in the different coastal regions of the world, of our global space. What they have done in all those places and how those things that have been done in those places can be replicated in this. And then they were able to develop a 50-year development program and handed it over to the Koreans. Delta Development Board did, 1961. That was when oil was discovered. Talking about oil. But suddenly, there was this neo-colonial invasion. We saw the opportunity that we have as a people to break free from the destruction of oil and gas. And they made it impossible for that entire novel project, which was seen as a way out of our present mess, erupt. As a matter of fact, Gbaramatuvoice, a place called Gbaramatuvoice around here, was supposed to be the pilot place for the development of that Niger Delta agricultural plan. That was supposed to be, Gbaramatuvoice was supposed to be the place. But none of those things worked. Shortly after that, what we saw was the fact that the development corporations of the East and of the North refused to sponsor the project, this pilot scheme that was to start at Gbaramatuvoice. And that is where our regression started from. And no sooner after that, military takeover in 1966 that brought a disruption from the parliamentary system of government that we had that gave power to the region and then brought power back to the centripetal and then created centripetal, centrifugal allegiances that brought conflictions of roles that is at the root of our present problem today that we have as a nation. Now, I want to quickly tell us that if we can get back again to our resource base, completely outside of oil, we found out that the kind of rice that we can produce in the Niger Delta wetland is better than any rice that you can get in KB, in Kanu, where I came from. As a matter of fact, in the agronomy class, it was tested that the kind of rice gotten from the Niger Delta is better than the rice that is seen anywhere there. And then we saw there is what they call biodiversity, the time range in developing certain particular food crops. And they found that the time range of developing those food crops in the context of different environment appear to favor more the Niger Delta than it has done in the other places where these tests were conducted. So the question is, why have we not harnessed these resources for our internal indigenous development so that we can use it to engage? Everything that God could give any people, he has given us in this place. But incidentally, unfortunately, we have allowed the context of, there's nothing wrong with oil and gas. America has oil and gas, but it's still engaging itself in alternative energy, composites, and it's making all the eternal waves that a nation could make, that has brought it to the level that it is today in the context of the global geopolitics. America is making all the desired waves that America can make. Why are we not making the same wave here in the Niger Delta? It's so critical that every one of us must be question. And as we begin to interrogate the different ideas, how we can use this massive, that is the biggest wetland in the continent of Africa. This wetland that of land is the biggest anywhere in the continent of Africa. What resources? I'm not even talking of fisheries. I'm talking of arable crops. Those basic biodiversities that we can create, that this land enables. We are in a tropical rainforest. So much can be developed here. So by the time we begin to direct our energy to the appropriate culture, nowadays, you don't need to use energy to develop anything. All you need is to create the environment. That's all you need, to create the environment that can generate the desired yields. That can generate the desired yields that will make the nature of expectations that you have designed for a particular production to yield. That's how things are done these days. So we have looked at all of that, and then the adjudgment is that the Niger Delta coastal strip offers the best possibility to sustain Nigeria as a nation. And that is why very, very recently you can see how that they are now trying to look at how they can bring in some basic investments into our environment, to see how these resources can be harnessed for the good of not only the nation, but much more for our people, and then for our collective desires in global trade engagements. So these are the issues. Let's now begin to talk less of oil and gas. Before I came in here, somebody was using cow in the north. Somebody was using cow. I saw it yesterday. Somebody was using cow to generate eggs in the north. Using cow to generate eggs. I don't know the process that is involved, but the cow brings out the egg, and they are able to produce 30 dozens of eggs every day to keep that company running. Now, the people doing it are Lebanese. I don't know how they are. The cow is a living cow, but it's bringing out the eggs. The medium through which that process is achieved, I really can't understand the mathematics. But what they said was this, that they were supposed to start that pilot project in a place they call Angalabiri, somewhere in the Niger Delta. But because of the restlessness of our people, given the problems that we have here, problems that are brought about by oil and gas, that has brought militancy, youth restlessness, and all sorts of agitations in this part of the world, made it impossible for them to come and start their projects here. So we are looking at a cultural area that we can harness, that can help build employment, a cultural area that we can harness, that can help engage the Niger Delta in a global trade. And as long as we continue to allow this diversion to continue with us as a people, I tell you, we may never be able to achieve our desired manpower input that has been invested in this part of the world. So importantly, therefore, like I said, if we can look at these different, if we can look at this agronomic infrastructure very critically, we will find out that it carries multidimensional implications. The implications are in employment creation. Only Gbaramatuvoice coming here has employed close to about 100 people. Only Gbaramatuvoice coming to this place today has employed close to about 100 people. Now come to think of it, if that Lebanese company has exhibited its art in that land they called, because they said the place is somewhere around Nembe, they did a study, they came, they did a study, and they agreed that is the only environment they can do that. But because we could not give them that opportunity to stay here and then see how they can develop that culture, that productive culture, they moved to a place they call Adeja Road in Kano, between Kano and Wudil. Wudil is where you have the biggest police college in Nigeria. So they moved to somewhere there, and that's where they are producing. You see the big cow, and then all you see is eggs coming out. The process is actually what I can't understand. But the eggs are healthy. The contents the eggs are producing are the same contents with the one your local hen is producing. But how they are getting that result is exactly what I still don't understand. If they left us here, then we have to look at our cultural responses, how we have related, how we have harnessed our environment, how we have responded to the issues of our environment. Are there other things that are mitigating our capacity to effectively respond to our material conditions? First, we have had two oils: the legitimate oil, and then oil and gas. The legitimate triggered industrial revolution in Europe, all from the Niger Delta. Triggered and gas is the reason why suddenly from nowhere, when they saw the input base of oil and gas, which Saudi Arabia never had, even from it was after we had done our discovery that they now began to look into those other areas, just like the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is now looking into Kosamani feed. And we are asking, is what they are getting from the Kosamani feed, is it now they gather to share? In fact, these are some of the questions that we are trying to ask so that we can get some of these results from. And then we have very dangerous mineral resources stocked in this Niger Delta, which many of us have not been able to propose. So, facing this issue of agronomic development, I tell you, like I said, it comes with a lot of multiplier. It comes with a lot of multiplier or multidimensional implications of employment, creation of employment creation. We also have the implication of wealth creation, and then once these two are implied, employment creation, you see society move to wealth creation. That's what happens. You don't create wealth by giving everybody a job in the civil service. Everybody can't work in the civil service. Everybody cannot work in the civil service. So you don't create jobs by giving everybody work in the civil service. That was why immediately the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics were informed that the models they are using to assess who gets job in Nigeria is faulty. Because you just sit down, the whole compost, the whole Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, all they sit down to do is to calculate how many people are working in government civil services and then how they are able to produce goods and services for the betterment of the nation. How do you do that? When an average cobbler goes home, an average cobbler that I spoke to told me he gets close to about 120,000 naira every month, and it's not captured in your plan. How do you get to do such a thing? So suddenly they now realized, and you saw the drop down from 30 point something percent that it has always been to about 4% that it is now, and a lot of people are making. So we have to begin to interrogate our environment. There are so much we can do here to help. Everybody cannot be looking to government. Government should be able to create, yes, the desire that would help us branch effectively to these nuances of developing our arable possibilities. Yes, government can create those opportunities, but some of us can come over to Kano and then see what these guys in Lebanon are doing. See what they are doing. If I tell you the kind of money they are paying to the Kano state government, if I tell you what they did recently as part of their corporate social responsibility to the Kano state government and all of that, it would amaze you. That is supposed to be something that should have started there, because this is where they saw it. And then they have also been able to come to saying that the rice that is produced there is better than the rice anywhere in the west coast of Africa. And nobody is talking about it. All we are talking about is oil and gas. That's all we are talking about. And that's why we are mounting the different degrees of surveillances to ensuring that that little compost of resource base is interrogated. Why can't we now spend much more time to ensuring that something is done at a broader level, so that all of the resource possibilities of the Niger Delta can be tapped for the good of our people and then for the good of the entire nation. And then we also have other multidimensional implications, like technology stakeholders can develop out of it. We have industry, trade, and investment. We have tourism. We have transport, the national youth, and then women development. All of these things are implied once we can begin to find our place. Once we can begin to find our place in the context of the development of the resource base of the Niger Delta. And that's the point I want us to begin to look at. If in 1961 the people who thought about developing the Niger Delta weren't thinking about oil, all they were thinking about is trying to see how they can use the aquaculture of this part of our world to generate resources for our people. Then, of course, in this contemporary era, every one of us has that charge to now begin to see what is it in where of the Niger Delta that we can harness for the good of our people and for the good of our society. I think that is one of the reasons Gbaramatuvoice has put together this discourse a component, so that we can have our perspective readjusted. Let's for once begin to think of something else we can do. Let's for once begin to interrogate the environment. Let's for once begin to break into the swampland, Otokpoti, to all those beautiful lands. If you go from here now to the Nembe area, or you go from here to Silga area, to Ekeremo and all of that, and you see beautiful swampland. You see the texture of whiteness of that swamp. You never get it anywhere of the world. But yet those other nations are making wave. But yet Netherlands is feeding a part of Europe. The poultry resource of Netherlands alone is taking care of the poultry needs of 75% of Europe. Not to talk of America and the other nations of the earth. So it's important that we look at these issues again and then try and see how these resources can be developed here and how we can indigenize our element using our environmental advantage. Using our environmental advantage to grow Niger Delta beyond oil and gas. Thank you very much.
Can we put our hands for our keynote speaker again, please? Professor Tosan Harriman, we see how passionate you are about the Niger Delta. It was quite obvious in all of your agitations. Your body language spoke so much, even more than the words that you said. And we were supposed to have a question and answer session like we would normally have in class, because the prof has just taught. But we know that some people were not listening. And we know that people are watching. So let us not embarrass ourselves. So we will skip that session and we will quickly want to reward the prof, because he that waters, himself also should be watered. Prof has given from his wealth of experience. And in just a short while, we will be telling Prof, well, thank you in the Bayelsa way. But before that, permit me to recognize the presence of Chief Dr. Mrs. Doi Alalibo, the Erepere one of Amasoma, who is represented by Mrs. Ebidenri Soro. Let's put our hands together for her, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. We also have here with us Helen Naingba. Let's celebrate her, please. On the head table already, we have Chief Joseph Woriai, Chairman, PIA Gbaramatu Chapter. We thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We have Honorable Mark Guwo here. Let's celebrate him, please. Honorable Mark. Mr. Mulade Isaac, we celebrate you. Let's put our hands together, please, for Mr. Mulade Isaac. Thank you. And then, once again, I'd like to run down the list of the women who will be celebrating tonight. We have here a long list of women, and I'll start with Comrade Mrs. Rosemary John Oduone, President Ijo Women Connect IYC Worldwide. IWC, sorry, WY, they enter mouth. Let's celebrate Comrade Mrs. Rosemary John Oduone, President IWC Worldwide. Let's celebrate her, please. We also have here with us Chief Mrs. Doi Alalibo, PhD, CNA, ACTI, MNIM, CRFAC, founder of Volifina International Foundation. I got that right? Thank you. Let's celebrate her, please. We have here with us Dr. Mrs. Oyintoyo Michael Olomu, Head, Department of Sociology and Anthropology, Faculty of Social Sciences, Federal University Otuoke, and also the Director, Institute of Foundation Studies, Federal University Otuoke. Let's celebrate her, please. Thank you. We have Dr. Barry Ogbise Godi Harry, Executive Director, Dise Ogbise Do Foundation. Let's celebrate her, please. Barrister Mrs. Oyambo Peace Away, Member Governing Council, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB. Let's celebrate her, please. She's represented here. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let us celebrate Barrister Mrs. Bomo Tons Fetepigi Obe, National Legal Advisor, Ijo National Congress, INC. We celebrate you, ma'am. Let us also celebrate the Deputy National Women Leader, PANDEF, Honorable Vivian Ere. Let's celebrate her. Like I said earlier, pioneer female member of the State House of Assembly and the only female then. We have here with us a woman that is a tutor and has taught so many and raised a lot of people. Let's put our hands together for Professor Mrs. Ayibemi Spiff, CEO, Green Villa Hotel. Thank you so much, ma'am. Dr. Faith Izibenoa Zibs Godwin, Chairman, Bayelsa State Drug Abuse Prevention and Rehabilitation Committee. Thank you. This one, they shout her name, B.O.T. She is the Mother General. Let's put our hands together for Chief Mrs. Remy Kuku, Member, Board of Trustees, People's Democratic Party. Let's celebrate her, please. We also have Chief Mrs. Ebizi Ndiomu Brown, Member, Bayelsa State House of Assembly, representing Sagbama Constituency 3. Thank you. We have Honorable Tari Miebi Konyefa, Senior Special Advisor, Special Duties to the Governor of Bayelsa State. We have on our list Miss Eunice Aprela, Immediate Past President, Ijo Women of America, IWAINC. Thank you so much. These women will grace the stage and be rewarded for the work that they have continued to do to put Bayelsa State on the map of the world. Not just Bayelsa, but the Niger Delta. We have here with us Honorable Okboye Spencer, Commissioner Ijo, Ethnic Nationality, Deso Padek. Let's celebrate him, please. We thank you for your time. Thank you so much, sir. And I said that we were going to tell Prof and the rest of us, thank you for teaching us tonight, for reminding us of what the Perimabiri rice farm should have been. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite the one and only multiple award-winning state troupe. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for the Bayelsa State Cultural Troupe. These people will blow your mind. I promise you. The time that you spend here watching and listening will be rewarding. Award-winning State Cultural Troupe. Let's celebrate them, please.
Welcome to this grand celebration holding in the heart of Niger Delta, the Jerusalem of Ijo nation, in a region where the voices of the real wealth owners are suppressed. Landlords are forced to become tenants. There was need for a voice that will speak truth, a voice that will defend the people of Niger Delta, a voice that is incorrupt, a voice that is unwavering. And guess what?
There was a man with a strong passion and vision to change the narrative of the rich region and its inhabitants.
There was Jacob Abai. There was
Gbaramatuvoice.
The most trusted voice of the South Nigeria. A peculiar voice that suits and gives hope and identity to the Niger Delta region.
It cuts across the length and breadth of Nigeria, unveiling the rich culture and tradition of our people. And the marginalization,
exploitation,
and emancipation
of the region.
Gbaramatuvoice, with its clear mission, which is to inspire and to deliver captivating content from the South to the ends of the world. It informs, it inspires, it educates, it entertains, it gives voice to the voiceless people of the South, achieving outstanding results efficiently.
Kingdom.
In its 6 years of operation, Gbaramatuvoice has transformed into a research center and media institute where graduates that are interested in media practice are trained. They are trained in different media skills for self-reliance. Therefore, we urge you all, home and abroad, to please patronize Gbaramatuvoice. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being a source to the people of the Niger Delta. Thank you, our media mogul, Jacob Abai. Yeah! Yeah!
Baramatu kana wane makana bebe mafie mene maiso me bide yo ya.
Yeah. It's Madam Yemasa is a baraka in me, oh, yeah.
Bala bala. I can't win him, I can't be back a flame and a man, so maybe Bomo.
But I'm not so kind of one name, I can't be back more for you, minimize, so maybe there, oh, yeah.
I can't win him, I can't be back a flame and a man, so maybe Bomo.
Isabella Madam Yemasa is a baraka in me, oh, yeah.
I can't win him, I can't be back a flame and a man, so maybe Bomo.
Brick, Zok and fuck me. But I'm out to kind of one name, I can't be my fear, minimize, I may be there, yeah. But I'm out to kind of one name, I can't be my fear, minimize, I may be there, Isabella Madam Yemasa is a baraka in me, oh, yeah. Isabella Madam Yemasa is a baraka in me, oh, yeah. Wogo. It's sending me. It's not a mess. I want to buy now. You say, Betty, can be a kind meal. If a malefare was I'm begging me a power, yeah. If a local muscle was I'm begging me a power, yeah. Is I'm bed, yeah. Pull up by me, oh. Phone up by me, oh. In the baby, yeah. Or put up by me, oh. Phone up by me, oh. You must have by me, yes. I'm bed. Now we are. If you are by your son, if you are an Ijaw woman, or you are an Ijaw man, you know that the Ijaw region is blessed with so many natural. Not be so. I'm proud to be an Ijaw woman. If you are proud to be an Ijaw person, put your hands together for yourself. God bless you. It's so commence I buy now. You say better get fear kind me oh. If I qualify was I begging me a power yeah. If I look at Musa was I begging me a power yeah. Is I be yeah. Pull up by me oh. Put up by me oh. Toyati me oh. Silver by me oh. Look up in me oh. Orange up by me oh. Glory at me oh. Is I be Koraya fe me oh. Is I be Vivian me oh. Is I be Koya fe Dr. Fato. Buy me all the fine women. Buy me INC president. Eric buy me Jacob Mabai. Get us. You must have buy me I'm proud to be an Niger woman. I love the Ijaw culture. Put your hands together for yourself. All the great Ijaw women and Ijaw men, I bet man a clap for ourselves. Just put your hands together. Thank you. People look me, Professor Koba me, Joko Papa me, Gbaramatuvoice, Gbaramatu Okolo me, Asan Koshe me, Iyo ye Mosa me, Iyo, we dey come small. Gbaramatu Okolo gebiye, kama pamba da ya bodo gebite yo. Bini Gbaramatu Okolo, kama pamba da ya bodo gebite ye. Bini Gbaramatu, kama pamba da ya bodo gebite yo. Bini Gbaramatu Okolo gebiye yo. Je kwa abayi we kulemo, tamaranu wa, tamaranu wa, tamaranu wa, tamaranu wa, tamaranu wa. Gbaramatu Okolo gebiye yo, kama sapa boda ya kolo gebiye yo. Bini Gbaramatu Okolo gebiye yo, kama papa boda ya bodo gebiye yo. Bini Gbaramatu Okolo gebiye yo, je kon papa iwe kulemo, ayi manu wa, tamaranu 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 wa. Moquei me. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu, Kesegbere Okolo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Kesegbere Okolo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu, Kesegbere Okolo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Kesegbere Okolo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, yo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu, Kesegbere Okolo. Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Gbaramatu Okolo, Kesegbere Okolo. Chenche. Isare mo be wa ba yo 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 chenche. Chenche. Isare Mommy Vivian, all my fine bios women, I love her now. Get them out. Okolofia, God bless you now. For coming to our program. God bless you. I dey find the man. I know it be like saying this then the point saying this sir, we love you. Thank you for supporting the Council for Arts and Culture every time. God bless you. If I not collect the microphone, I not go drop her more. Wanna wipe on me? Okolo Okolo, Okolo, yeah, yeah. Okolo, yeah, 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 yeah, yeah. Okolo, fia, okolo, fia. Okolo, fia, okolo, fia. Okolo, fia, okolo, fia. Okolo, fia, okolo, fia. Okolo, fia. Okolo. Okolo. Ah, you saw can fuck me. Ah, you saw can fuck me. Gbaramatuvoice.
Can we celebrate the Council for Arts and Culture again? It is no wonder that they keep winning awards and awards. This is why they are known as the multiple award state troupe, the Council for Arts and Culture. Thank you so much. Professor Tosa, did you enjoy yourself? Thank you very much. Now we have given back to you and properly said welcome to the Niger Delta. Thank you so much. Just as the troupe climbed on stage, our father walked in, our father of the day and mother. So let's put our hands together for our father, the president of the Ijaw National Congress. Let's put our hands together for Professor Benjamin Okaba and his beautiful wife. Thank you so much. Onoasa Ado, thank you. Seated beside him, as said earlier, is a man who will continue to shine the Niger Delta light all over the world. If you invite him to the US, be sure that he will dress as the Niger Deltan that he is. Let's put our hands together once again for Chief Alabo Nengi James Eriwario, OON, Second Vice President, INC. I'd also like to most especially recognize the presence of Comrade Mrs. Rosemary John Oduone of the Ijaw Women Connect, IWC. You're very welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Still on recognitions, let's put our hands together for Chief Sheriff Mulade, the National Coordinator for Center for Peace and Environmental Justice. Thank you so much. We have here with us Good News Gerewe. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Good News Gerewe. Thank you so much for gracing this event with your presence. This event has been dubbed Niger Delta Women Awards. And I'll tell you why in just a short while. I'd like to invite my colleague, Tonye Barakomo Farway. She's popularly known as Lady Exotic on Radio Bielsa. As she comes to join me, we will be reading the citations of these women who will be honored tonight. And when we are done, you will understand why these women deserve all that will be coming their way and even more. We'll take the citations before we get into the awards. Now, in international practice, you stand when your citation is being read. But we honor you women, so just sit down and allow us thrill the guests with all of your achievements. I'm going to start with the profile of Dr. Barrister Mrs. Dise Ogbise Godi Harry, Balm of Justice for the Common Man. Not many women rights activists have resumes loaded with laurels of achievements and recognition from their homes, from their states, and from the global stage. Dr. Dise, popularly addressed as Sheila, an Hebrew word for heavenly petition. A woman of high degree, known by her close allies and friends. She's an embodiment of smart work. She's enigmatic, She has her eyes on the goal. She has service for humanity and God, and she is only 49 years old. Let's put our hands together for her. Born into the family of late Sir R.P. Ogbise, a prominent economist, and Lady Ebiere Grace Ogbise, in the then rustic town of Uheli in Delta State, Niger Delta, Dise is the fourth child in the family of 2 boys and 5 girls. Activism in Dise was ignited at a young age of 5. Now there is that. From 5 years old, she became a comrade. When she screamed and reported the case of intimidation of a fellow 5-year-old girl by her grown-up elder brother, where the girl received justice immediately. Dise started her academic career at a tender age, since she was already familiar with the school environment, as her parents were both teachers. She rounded off in 1986 at the Port Harcourt Primary School, concluding her primary education in flying colors at the first school leaving certificate examination. She proceeded in joy to the famous Government Girls Secondary School, Orominike, till 1991, and got straight 7 credits in her WAEC. With a passion to serve humanity and to take the gospel of freedom for girls, women, and men to the 4 corners of the world, Dise enrolled at the River State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt, now River State University. By the millennium year 2000, she was called to the Nigerian bar after concluding her mandatory 1-year legal studies at the Nigeria Law School, Abuja, in 2003. Dr. Barrister Dise Ogbise Godi Hari is an assistant director in the Bayelsa State Ministry of Justice, a career path she has built for close to 2 decades and still counting. Dise is a strong team builder who has served various groups and organizations across professional, study, and her alma mater. She served the Bayelsa State branch of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, as Public Relations Officer in 2007 and rose to the peak as chairperson between 2015 and 2018. She was also PRO, Nigerian Bar Association, NBA Yenegua branch from 2010 to 2012, Vice Chairman, NBA Sagbama branch, 2014 to 2016, Chairman, NBA Sagbama branch from 2018 to 2020, NBA Sagbama branch National Executive Council NEC representative from 2020 to 2022. Bayelsa State lead NBA Women Forum 2022 till date. Dise is a proud alumnus of RSU, as she has also served the group as legal advisor 2017 to 2020, secretary 2020 to 2023, PRO 2022 till date. She's a member digital committee of the NBA members South-South election petition, committee of the NBA, and a member NBA Women AGM committee. Dise Ogbise has received so many awards. She has attended over 50 conferences and workshops, both at the global and local stage. Her professional membership and works. Dise has to her credit a bullet-to-bullet book on securing justice for victims of sexual assaults. It is unpublished. She's a proud fellow of the Institute of Corporate Administration of Nigeria, a member, Institute of Mediation and Arbitration, member, Nigerian Bar Association, member, International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, member, MBA Women Forum. Barrister Dise Godi, founder and executive director of the multiple award-winning Dise Ogbise Do Foundation, incorporated in 2018, with a conglomerate of members drawn from lawyers, medical fields, engineers, accountants, journalists, politicians, and other professionals. In recognition of her service to humanity, Barrister Dise was appointed in 2020 by the Bayelsa His Excellency, Senator Doye Diri, as the chairman, Bayelsa State Gender Response Initiative Team, GRIT. She has just been recently appointed as the chairman, International Human Rights Protection Services for Bayelsa State. In recognition of her meritorious service to humanity, the ESFAM Benin University conferred on her an honorary Doctor of Philosophy, PhD degree in Gender and Social Development in February 2023. Ise Ogbise has to her honor VIP Nigeria Honors Award for Humanitarian Services to the Community 2016, Award of Excellence by Elsa Merit Award 2017, Do Foundation Award of Excellence 2018, Humanitarian Service Award 2018, by Elsa Lawyer of Peacemaker of the Year 2019, Gold Award for Public Awareness 2020, Edo Legacy Advocate 2020, Award of Excellence by Doven 2020, Dancel for Eternal Excellency Foundation, Award of Honor 2021, Award of Excellence by Ferrezoa Educational Services 2022, Platinum Partner Award and Donor Award 2022, and many more. Dr. Dise Ogbise Gordy Harry is married to a heartthrob, Engineer Gordy Harry. The family is blessed with 5 children. She's a natural cook, an unrepentant reader, addicted to Jesus Christ and the things of God. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together for Barrister, Dr. Barrister Mrs. Dise Ogbise Gordy Harry. Thank you very much, ma'am. You may have your seat. Toyin.
A very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my colleague has already introduced me, so I'll just go right to the reason I'm here. I'm going to be taking the profile of Chief Mrs. Doyi Alalibo, PhD, CNA, ACTI, MNIM, CRFAC. Doyi Alalibo was born to the family of late Mr. Bolo Chronicle Sobai Esquire and late Mrs. Imamotimi Sobai Ne Okorowanta on the 5th day of July 1974 at Ebenikiriama, Amasoma in southern Niger local government area. Doyi attended Army Children's School, GRA, among other primary schools, where she obtained her first school leaving certificate in 1985 as the head girl. She then proceeded to Government Secondary School, Amasoma, GSSA, class of 91, where she made a junior and senior WAEC in one sitting while in GSSA. She was the senior prefect girls. A member of Oboro House, and a strong member of the drama club. The quest for knowledge took Doyi to River State Polytechnic, Buri, River State from 1994 to 1999, where she obtained National Diploma ND and Higher National Diploma HND, both in accounting, and proceeded to the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka, in 2000 to 2001, where she obtained a postgraduate diploma in accounting. Then to River State University from 2004 to 2007, where she also bagged a master's in business administration, MBA in accounting. She also attended University of Port Harcourt, River State from 2012 to 2015 with a Master's of Science, MSc in accounting, and finally bagged a Doctor's of Philosophy, PhD, in accounting from the River State University from 2016 to 2020, majoring in forensic accounting and fraud management, an expert in internal auditing and control, a career path she has maintained in her educational ladder over the years. Doyi is a chartered Nigerian accountant, CNA, a member Nigerian Institute of Management, MNIM, Associate Chartered Taxation Institute, ACTI, Certified Forensic Accountant, CRFAC, a seasoned technocrat, an administrator par excellence, auditor, an astute banker, a devout wife, loving mother, caring daughter, and sister. Doyi has attended several courses, written and published journals both locally and internationally. She has received several awards in her career and has been chairman and member of several important committees in the Central Bank of Nigeria, where she is currently a management staff. A philanthropist, an additional contribution to nation building. Doyi Alalibo, PhD, founded Ovolifina International Foundation, a non-governmental women and youth empowerment organization, in 2007, where she has sponsored several and empowered indigent persons, elderly in her immediate community, everywhere she finds herself. Doyi is also the founder and chairman of the Gold Rock Port Harcourt Multi-Purpose Cooperative. She is a silent achiever and an empathetic leader. She was awarded for excellence in self-development by the alumni of GSSA for being the first female student of GSSA to bag a PhD in 50 years, an award everyone applauded as very deserving due to the effort she has made over the years to achieve this feat, making her a trailblazer. And Doyi is also honored with a chieftaincy title of Irepere One of Amasoma by the Amasoma Council of Chiefs, being the first coronated female chief in the history of Amasoma, and was assigned the chairperson Amasoma Segbeng 2022 Planning Committee, also first in the history of Amasoma, and hailed, adjourned as the best planned and executed festival in Amasoma history. Doyi Alalibo, PhD, is truly an Amazon. Doyi is very kind, transparent, and empathetic leader, widely traveled, and our hobbies are reading and playing educational games. Doyi Alalibo, PhD, is married to Chief Honorable Johnson Alalibo Sinikiam, PhD, the current Resident Electoral Commission, River State, and she's blessed with children. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you very much, Toye. Before we go into the next citation, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Labour Party governorship candidate for the November 11 elections in Bayelsa State. Let's put our hands together for Engineer Udengs Eradiri. You're very welcome. Seated right beside him is Dr. Ebipuado Sapreobi. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Thank you. The women whom we have gathered to honor tonight. Next on our list, Mrs. Rosemary John Oduone is the MD, CEO, Akembayeri Nigeria Limited and Awekere Global Enterprise. A very compassionate Ijaw woman. She's eloquent, brave, intelligent, courageous, patriotic, bold, outspoken, and let me add, very beautiful. Born into the family of His Royal Highness, late Major Graham Pelebimo Naingba retired JP Oboro the 7th, a Mananowe of Amasoma Kingdom in southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. She is Ijaw by tribe. She started a primary school in Amasoma and later went to Army Children's School, New Cantonment C, NDA, Kaduna State. Due to the nature of her father's military career, she suffered setback as a result of so many postings that come with the military. Her education was affected and she had to school at different locations. Rosemary started a secondary school education at Government Day Secondary School, Kurmi Mashi NDA, Kaduna, and later to Government Girls Secondary School, Maimuna Gwazo Tunduwada, Kaduna State. Prof. Tosan, hope I am trying with the names. Okay. Thereafter, Her father was posted from Kaduna to Badagry, Lagos State, where she finished her secondary school at Ajara Grammar School, Badagry, Lagos State in 1993. In 1995, young Rosemary took a bold decision and proceeded to join the Nigerian army and eventually became the first female to join the military in the history of her community, Amasoma. At this point, let us put our hands together. Thank you. She served gallantly in the army at different units and commands and specialized as an investigator in the Nigerian Army Corps of Military Police, NCMP. She attended special courses in the army and was a member of NIBA T4 in United Nations mission in Liberia and banked the meritorious United Nations Medal Award of Participation in Military Peacekeeping Operations in 2004. Rosemary is a graduate of sociology from the prestigious Abia State University, Uturu, Abia State, with a BSc degree. She retired voluntarily from the Nigerian Army after 11 years of meritorious and national service to the Nigerian nation. Rosemary is a compassionate Ijaw woman who gives her all for service and has structured herself to be known and highly respected as a golden voice in the region. She's a female environmental rights activist from the oil-rich Niger Delta region of Nigeria, a seasoned voice advocating for self-determination, 100% resource ownership and control in fairness to the landowners, and a rejigged Ijaw struggle to liberate the oppressed and marginalized coastal Niger Delta people. Rosemary is the founder and president of the Noble Pan-Ijaw Women Umbrella Organization, Ijaw Women Connect, IWC Worldwide, a sociocultural, non-partisan pressure organization governing the Ijaw women worldwide. Rosemary is a wife, mother, and has so many qualities put together. The Niger Delta region is indeed blessed to have a woman like Rosemary John Oduone of noble character and valor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate one of our many virtues in the Niger Delta. Tony.
Thelma, you know, tonight we're celebrating so many women, and it's a thing of joy to be a woman today. And in the congregation, rather, I'm seeing so many women. And reading these women's citations, I'm sure will spur that are women here today to do better with ourselves. With that said, I'll be reading the citation of Dr. Faith Isibenoa Zibbs Godwin. Dr. Faith Isibenoa Zibbs Godwin is the current chairman, Bayelsa State Drug Abuse Prevention and Rehabilitation Committee, a committee which was set up by the governor of Bayelsa State, His Excellency Senator Doye Diri, in 2021, saddled with the responsibility of curbing the menace of drug abuse in Bayelsa State, as well as rehabilitation of struggling and substance addiction. With full support from His Excellency Senator Doye Diri, the governor of Bayelsa State, her committee has collaborated with the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, ODC, to train over 124 teachers on an evidence-based drug prevention program tagged Unplugged, which has since been incorporated into the curriculum of the state government secondary school and some private schools in Bayelsa State. Her committee also recorded a milestone by training 100 school counselors on an evidence-based counseling program known as TreatNets. This initiative has empowered school counselors to handle drug-related issues in secondary schools as well as in the community. She's championing the first Championing the first against drug menace, her committee also embarked on drug abuse campaigns to the nook and crannies in the states, visiting all the local government areas and flashpoints in the states. Over the years, Dr. Faith's passion for a job can be described as second to none. In collaboration with the NDLEA, she headed a committee to again move the drug abuse campaign to churches, religious centers, markets, and schools, where the War Against Drug Abuse WADA clubs were set up. Between 2021 till date, over 100 victims of drugs, mostly youths, have received counseling, treatment, and rehabilitation at the Bayelsa State Drug Abuse Prevention and Rehabilitation Committee, BADAPARC Care Center, to reunite with their families and be properly reintegrated into the society. Dr. Faith Isibenoa Zips Godwin, pharmacist B, Pharm D, MSc, MPSN, MAW, with a renowned chief pharmacist who holds a doctor, I beg your pardon, she is a renowned chief pharmacist who holds a Doctors of Pharmacy and Bachelor of Pharmacy degrees from the University of Benin, Benin City in Edo State. She also holds a master's degree on clinical pharmacy and pharmacy practice from the Niger Delta University, Wilberforce Island, Bayelsa State. She did a mandatory National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, in Bayelsa State at the Pharmacy Department of the Bayelsa Specialist Hospital. She has also served as head of pharmacy department in Government House Clinic right here in Yenagoa. Dr. Faith's credentials span through clinicals, services to mankind, and God, as she has one time served Bayelsa State Assistant to Senior Special Assistant on Medicals in 2017. She has attended several trainings on the Universal Treatment Curriculum for Substance Use, Universal Recovery Curriculum, UTC, Universal Prevention Curriculum, UPC, as part of the Colombo Plan, as well as trainings, workshops on evidence-based drug prevention programs organized by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. She is a top flyer and goal-getter with a plethora of papers at various international conferences organized by International Society of Substance Use Professionals, ISSUP, including the 2022 conference at Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. She is a consummate writer and researcher, author of Substance Abuse Prevention, a teacher's guide. She is a thoroughbred professional pharmacist. She is a member, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, who has served as former Assistant Secretary, Association of Lady Pharmacists. She has received several awards, amongst which is a Merit Award winner in the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, Bayelsa State Chapter, and member, International Society of Substance Use Professionals, ISSUP. She's married with 3 kids. Best regards, Dr. Faith Zips. Put your hands together for her.
Thank you very much, Tonye. Thank you. The profile of Vivian Ere. Vivian Ere was born on the 4th of February 1963 by Mr. Bowman and Mrs. Peremobore Ere of Ogbopinama Ama in Amasoma, Bayelsa State. She attended Anglican Isoko School, Lagos, Government Secondary School, Amasoma, and holds a bachelor's degree in business education, accountancy option from the River State University of Science and Technology. Vivian started her working career in the private sector at Pabot Supplies Limited, where she was a cashier and salesperson, meeting the needs of customers, whilst also acquiring necessary skills that propelled her in progressing to work with diverse teams in multinational companies such as Gas Producers Limited, Laro Computer Limited, Center for Advanced Social Sciences, Diamond Trust Limited, Oscar Marine Nigeria Limited, to mention but a few. She has a vast range of experience in several capacities, including marketing, project program development, logistics, procurement and macroeconomic policy, budgeting, accounting and financial management, youth and women empowerment, gender mainstreaming, administrative and legislative affairs, among others, where she exhibited excellent marketing, accounting and financial management, as well as logistics and procurement dexterities, with a high level of professional customer relations. She has several professional trainings, both locally and internationally, and has facilitated and funded several capacity building programs through the public office, where she served in various positions, such as Governor Special Representative Abuja, Commissioner, Bayelsa State House of Assembly Service Commission, Special Advisor to the Governor on Gender and Women Empowerment, Chairperson, Women Mobilization, where she rendered her services to communities with verifiable outcomes. As the first female member of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, the lone voice of the women, she was able to sponsor and got the House to pass the bill to prohibit female genital mutilation with the support of the women of Bayelsa. Her special assignments include member, National Campaign Council for Ondo State Governorship Election, member of the state's selection committee of the federal government's extended special public works program for Bayelsa State, as well as the deputy national women leader, PANDEF. She is also a member of various professional national organizations such as Fellow, Chartered Institute of Public Administration of Nigeria, Associate Member, Institute of Chartered Mediators and Reconciliation, State Coordinator, Women for Change Initiative, Life Member of the National Council for Women's Societies, NCWS, a society she joined over 30 years ago, State Coordinator, Aesthetics and Values Organizations. She is a motivator, a coach, and a mentor, and has inspired both women, men, and children in Bayelsa State and Nigeria at large. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Honorable Vivian Ere.
And here is a citation of Eunice Baratua Aprela. Eunice Baratua Aprela, born in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. She hails from the Oboin clan in Ijo Nation and is from the ancient Amasoma Kingdom in Bayelsa State. At this point, I think we should pause and give a round of applause to Amasoma. Please put your hands together for that community. Really great women have come from that community. Eunice is a registered nurse with a master's degree in informatics. She has over 23 years of nursing experience. Currently, she is running her own business as a licensed financial professional. She has been recognized by her peers as the most dedicated team nurse in 2019 and was honored with a Team Daisy Award and again in 2022. Eunice Baratua Aprela is one of the founding members of a professional non-profit women's organization that promotes unity for all Ijos in America and abroad. The name of the organization is Ijo Women of America, INC, IWA, Ijo Women of America Incorporated, IWA. Eunice served as a pioneer national president for over 6 years. During her tenure as president of IWA, Eunice has spearheaded, introduced, and accomplished several initiatives with the help of her leadership cabinets. The first most popular in the Clean Water for All Ijo, the first most popular is the Clean Water for All Ijo Land campaign that she birthed in 2017, providing solar panel borehole water wells to remote areas of Ijo Nation, targeting the less privileged. In 2020, amidst the global pandemic COVID, she led a team to communities in Ijo Nation to provide flood relief palliatives for flood-submerged communities in Ijo land. She has led and introduced various medical missions in and outside the United States of America. She is a philanthropist who volunteers her time as she generously gives her time to serve at food banks across the United States of America, feeding the hungry and providing relief items for women, children, infants, and those in need. So far, with Eunice Gbaramatuvoice's leadership, in cahoots with her leadership team, members of IWA, and the public, the Ijo Women of America Incorporated has built 9 solar water wells in various communities in Rivers, Bayelsa, Ondo, Delta, and Edo states. Eunice is a mother of 4 wonderful souls, and outside of her humanitarian efforts, she is a superb cook whose passion is cooking her grandmother and mother's recipes. She cooks on social media platforms, still promoting the Ijo flag. Her cooking show is called Cooking with Ijoire. Put your hands together for Eunice Gbaramatuvoice.
Thank you, Tony. Barrister Oyambo, Peace Away, is the next citation we'll be taking. Barrister Mrs. Oyambo, Peace Away, is currently a member of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, and was the technical advisor on Niger Delta matters to the immediate past Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. A trained lawyer, Barrister Away is skilled in management, law, strategic planning, corporate governance, and stakeholder management. She received an MBA from Coventry University and also graduated from the University of Buckingham with an LLM in international and commercial law. Before that, she earned a law degree from the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, LLB, as well as a Bachelor of Law degree, BL, from the Nigeria Law School. Mrs. Oyambo Owe has also received training in disarmament, demobilization, and amongst others. Upon her return to Nigeria after her studies in the United Kingdom, Barrister Owe practiced as a lawyer before being appointed as the special advisor on new media to the then governor of her home state, Bayelsa. During this time, she excelled in projecting the activities and achievements of Bayelsa state government in alternative media platforms in an era when new media was at its infancy in the country. She used these tools of communication to bring about citizen participation in governance as well as government accountability and transparency. Due to her success on this job, she was headhunted by the presidency in 2012 to pioneer the new media unit of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Barrister Oyambo Owe assumed this position at a time when the federal government of Nigeria was still struggling to secure the much-needed buy-in of critical stakeholders, including the leadership of ex-militant agitators in the Niger Delta for the Presidential Amnesty Program. To bring about peace and stability in the Niger Delta region, Barrister Owe led a dedicated team to crisscross communities in the 9 Niger Delta states, and robustly interfaced with community leaders and other stakeholders in the region. Those experiences led her to have a deep understanding of contending issues in communities in the states in the Niger Delta, and has severally participated in crisis management and dispute resolution efforts in oil-bearing communities in the region. Barrister Owe was subsequently appointed the head of the Offshore Education Department of the Presidential Amnesty Program, where she specifically oversaw the processing and deployment of hundreds of youths from the Niger Delta to universities across the globe, including United States of America, United Kingdom, Russia, Ukraine, the Philippines, Italy, France, among other locations. Many of these delegates have since graduated, and several of them are currently contributing to peace, safety, and sustainable development in the Niger Delta. At a point in her career life, Barrister Oyambo Owe worked at the Administration Department in the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, and later at the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing Special Projects Unit. Barrister Owe hails from Brass local government area of Bayelsa State. She's a member of several professional organizations, including the Nigerian Bar Association, International Barristers Association, Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators, and has 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, may we put our hands together for Barrister Mrs. Oyambo Peace Owe. Because we have spoken so much, we have been reading citations, we will pause a bit and then drink some water while the women whom we have read their citations will be giving their requisite awards.
Okay, I think we've been informed that we are supposed to take a pause right now and breathe. The MCs need to breathe, because in this country, it seems breathing is the only thing we need to do right now. The poor need to breathe, the rich need to breathe, and even the MCs need to what? Breathe. So we'll take a breather right now, and the live band will come on to entertain us while we give the first sets that we've read out their citations, their words. Put your hands together for the live band.
Content with what you have. Sister, be content, oh. Be content with what you have. My brother, be content, oh. Be How you need to be content, oh.
Be content with what you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to bambo, yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. Umbrella, yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. Vivian Bambo, yeah, better come out. Don't be a better come out. Honorable James, yeah, better come out. Viviane, yeah, better come out. Honorable Rosemary, yeah, better come out. Yes, Bible, yeah, better you leave what? And now the time. Sure. Yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. To big bamo, yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. Yeah, better come out. Bamo, yeah, better come out. Hey, yeah, better leave.
Thank you very much, the live band. I'm yet to know their names anyway. Joe P Musical Band. Thank you very much for that very good entertainment. I was sitting